Okay, welcome to the call, you guys. I am so excited. It is Monday night. I love these. I look forward to these. And tonight we have one of my sweet friends, Miss Emerald Ambassador Bibi Schadegg, on here. And I am thrilled that she agreed to get on here. I had asked her in the past when we did them on Sunday nights, but she keeps that for her family. And that's one of the reasons we switched it to Monday nights, because we all kind of like Sundays for our families and not to have to do stuff like this. So thankfully, when I checked back with her, I was terrified that she was going to say, oh, sorry, our team calls are on Monday nights, but they are not. So I'm so happy she is on here, and this girl has so much wisdom. Not only is she an amazing ambassador, great friend, great leader, but she is also a medical professional. So even just on the product end, she has so much wisdom. I have asked her many, many questions, and she's so quick with her answers. And so, girl, I just love you, and I appreciate you, and thank you so much for doing this. So you take it away.
Well, I have to say that I love you so much, and one of my favorite parts about this trip to Maui, actually Kona, that we just took, was that I got to hang out with you a lot and got to know you. And I just have to tell your team that they have a true jewel, and your heart is made out of diamonds, and I love spending time with you, and it was just such a treat. So thank you for having me. I am honored to be here, and I just wanted to share a little bit about my story before I get started. I want you to understand that before I knew there was an opportunity to make money with Plexus, I fell in love with the products. So I've been in love with our Plexus, amazing Plexus products, for almost 4 years. Because of my oldest history, he had a significant medical history as a child. I was familiar with a lot of our ingredients, and I used them in the past to help him overcome some medical conditions. I'm just going to be honest. Respiratory issues and candida overgrowth. So
yeah,
I already
was familiar. Compliant on here, just so you know.
Yeah. So I honestly already knew that if the products had what they say they had, and the products were legit, they were good because of the combination of ingredients. So as a nurse and as a mom who was already in the path of being green, my husband and I joke about we were crunchy before it was cool to be crunchy. We were, living organically before, it was affordable. And back in the days, our mortgage was $400 and our food budget was almost $1,000, because we knew the importance of supplements and good nutrition and taking care of your body and your gut. So having said that, I want you to understand that pre-Plexus, I was taking a probiotic that didn't work, that was almost $60 a month, and did nothing. And I didn't know that when you took supplements, you felt differently. So that's kind of like, in a nutshell, how I fell in love with the products. Of course, I had amazing results. My hair was so thin when I started Plexus, and we were talking about my fabulous hair. I'm no bragging, but I do have amazing X Factor hair, and it's not extensions, okay? Like, I have so much hair, and I attributed that to the X Factor. I mean, my nails and hair grow tremendously. So when you find something that works, it's no hard to share. So my background is in nursing. I was a nurse for 14 years, loved being a nurse, hated the schedule, hated being gone for 14 hours at a time. And when Heather Burke, Kendall's cousin, introduced Plexus to me, I was working night shifts, and I was very, very tired. I like to tell my story just kind of like this. I don't know if any of you have a drug of choice, but my drug of choice was Nutella, and I ate it by the spoonful every single night. And I still remember, y'all, the day my sister, it was May of 2013, my sister called me from Spain. Hello, long distance. My kids were napping, and she told me she had cancer. And I kid you know, I say, okay, just a minute. And I put my phone down, and I ran to the pantry and got the Nutella jar, the spoon, and went to town while she just kind of poured out her heart and her treatment options. I was addicted to sugar. So I ran, ate clean, took supplements that didn't work, but you know what? You can't really outrun a bad diet. And you can definitely not outrun a sugar addiction. So that's when Plexus came into my life, changed my relationship with sugar. I still like sweets. I mean, I don't share my desserts ever. But I am not addicted to sugar like I was in the past. Okay, I can say no most of the times. Once in a while, I choose to say yes, and I love it. So that's how Plexus changed everything. Of course, I share with my friends, and 11 months later, I became an Emerald ambassador and had the opportunity to quit my job, and now I get to be a stay-at-home mama. So if you have doubts about, if you're an ambassador, you have doubts about the opportunity, I would just want to tell you, where have you been in the last 4 years? You are in the right place at the right time with the best products. There's no better multivitamins, probiotics. There's no better supplements out there than what we have. I always tell people, if there was a better supplement, I will be buying it for my kids. There's just none. If you have issues with blood sugars, there's nothing out there that's going to help you more than the pink drink. If you have issues with your gut, there's just nothing out there that's going to help you more than BioCleanse and ProBio 5. So know that if there was, I will be telling you, hey, there's something better. Now, having said that, I'm just going to go to, Kendall kind of gave me freedom. She said, girl, whatever you want to talk about. And I love when people give me freedom, because I get to chit chat and just kind of speak from my heart in the place where I'm at. And I feel like just encouraging you, wherever you are right now is where you're supposed to be. And whether it's good or bad, just take a minute and a breather to see what's around you and see what's really happening. So don't try to rush whatever you're at. So speaking from where I'm at, brought me to what I'm going to share with you guys today. And it's about borrowing belief, facing your fears, and really getting acquainted with your strengths and kind of overlooking your weaknesses. Now, we're not going to forget about our weaknesses. So that's kind of in a nutshell what I want to talk to you about. So I'm going to talk to you about borrowing belief and what that means. Let me just tell you this. When Heather Burke shared Plexus with me, I love the products. And she told me from the very beginning, and I trusted her. We're both foster moms at the time and connected through that. But she told me, she said, I believe you could be amazing in this business. But I was already a network marketing failure. As a matter of fact, I had inventory from my previous company that I had attempted to do a business with. It's still in my garage in a bin, expiring inventory. That reminded me of what a network marketing failure I was. So I want you to understand that my success in Plexus is not because I'm some kind of like, wow, she can sell anything. That is not true. I failed at selling before. So why do I share about borrowing belief? Because for 1 minute, I did believe that maybe I could be good at this, even though I have failed in the past. So I always tell people, I borrow belief from Heather Burke at the beginning when I didn't have my own belief on me and on network marketing, okay? So I believed in the products, and that was an advantage. And hopefully you've read the testimonials. Hopefully you've heard the stories of people's life-changing, testimonials about their health. And if you haven't, please read them. The belief in the products was core for me, but I didn't believe in myself. So I borrowed that from Heather. I didn't believe in network marketing. I borrowed that from Heather. So having said that, I want to invite you tonight to think, who can you borrow belief from? Let me tell you a little story when I first came to America. I always like to share my coming to America stories. So when I came to America, I was 16 and a half years old. I turned 17 a few months into my journey. I spoke zero English, and I had this dream. I followed my brother here, and I have so many stories about that. But I followed my brother here, and I didn't speak English, and I wanted to go to college. Now, understand this. That was my dream. But to go to college in America, you kind of have to know English, okay? So there was a point in my journey where I had to share this fear I had with my brother. I'm like, I don't speak English. And he said, I believe you can learn. So I started studying on my own. And in 4 months, he said, I think you're ready. Let's take the TOEFL. And this was the English proficiency exam. So I borrowed belief from my brother. And I took this test, and I didn't make the cut, okay? So here's the thing. I was 5 points away to getting the minimum qualification to enter a U.S. university. So I fell short. Now, one thing that you might not know about me and my mother and my brother and my family is that it's really hard for us to take no for an answer. So that might have been, that plays really in my favor in following up, because I don't take it personally. And I never, it's really, if I want something, I'm going to go for it. So my brother had this brilliant idea. I didn't tell him to do this. I mean, he's ahead of me, right? He's 23 and I'm barely 17. He said, you know, she's really good at math. So why don't we put her in a math class and see if she can do well at a college course? And I was thinking, like, a math class? I don't understand what people are saying. Like, so you guys, I borrowed a belief from my brother, and that was a turning point. And I enrolled in a university, and I attended this J-term class for a month, and I made a B in that class. I didn't understand a word my professor said, but that was enough for them to let me keep going. So why do I share this with you? Because at that point, there was so much going against me. And you may feel right now like the odds are stacked against you, okay? You might feel like, you know, my customers are leaving, my ambassadors don't multiply, I'm not duplicating, I don't feel like I'm a good leader, nobody hears me. You know, you might be having all these issues that are obvious, and maybe you are those things. Maybe you don't have a good network. Maybe, you know, maybe you have really real odds stacked against you like I did. But I just want to encourage you. I was like, what are you good at? What are your strengths? At that point, hey, I was really good at math. I graduated with almost a minor in mathematics. So I could do math. I could crunch numbers. So that was my anchor. I couldn't speak English, but I could crunch numbers. So I wanted you to think for a minute, what are you good at? And maybe you're thinking, Bibi, hey, I don't think I have any strengths. That's baloney, okay? That's BS. You have them. You know, I talked to a lady on my team last week, and I say, you cook. I see all these posts about your recipes. I'm like, gather women around your table. Like, you are a fantastic cook. Cook. Don't talk Plexus. Talk recipes. People trust you. You have like 20 comments on every recipe you post. People want you to teach them. Host a cooking class in your house. Like, cook. If that's what you're good at, it, do it. So there are actually some tools online for you to kind of figure out your strengths. So I think I wrote one down. Gallup's Clifton Strength Finder, and other, you know, surveys you can take if you want to just kind of juggle your memory. Sometimes we beat ourselves so hard, and actually you may be in a place in your life where it's that place of negativity, where things have not gone right and you feel beat down. It might be good for you to remember what you were good at, okay? It might be good for you to anchor yourself in one thing, even if it has nothing to do with what you want to accomplish, which is growing your network marketing business. Which I have to tell you, if you want to grow this business, the thing that you have to get good at is loving people and loving them well. So opening your space, your boundaries up to let people in. That's how we grow our networks. And you let these people into your life, and guess what? You become rich in relationships. You become close to people that you have never become close to, because you made the decision to open your life up to other people. So I want you to understand that the reason why I'm here today, not just Plexus related, but the reason why I'm here today, 20 years later, is because I anchor myself in my strength and overlook my weaknesses 20 years ago. I borrowed belief from my brother. He believed I could do this. And I thank him to this day that he gave me a shot, that he didn't take no for an answer. So that's my story and that's my journey. But I think you can relate. I think there's someone out there, and if no one else, I know Kendall does, that believes in you, that believe you can do this, that believe that you can do this. Now, the only way, you guys, to fail at this business is to quit. The business may do this. Now, I'm just telling you this. No business is straight up. My husband is in real estate. He's in oil and gas. There's seasons of feast and seasons of famine. In every single business, you will have high seasons and low seasons. And network marketing is no different. So the people who are successful in this business are those who anchor themselves in their strengths, refuse to take no for an answer, borrow belief if they don't have it, and keep going. You keep going even though people don't believe you can, okay? So I want you to just for a minute think about, what am I good at? What am I good at? What do I love? What is naturally, what comes naturally to you? I think I wrote this down because I didn't want to mess it up. I say, spend some time this week setting goals based on your strengths, okay? Based on your strength. We set goals, we talk about goal setting, and I'm just going to tell you this, I'm going to come clean. Even Jules, we fail at our IPA. We just do, okay? But I think it's really hard to fail at your IPA if it's in front of you and if it's in your calendar and you have to look it up every time you open it. So set some goals that are based on your strengths. So if you don't think you have a strength, talk to Kendall about it. Talk to your upline, talk to your sideline. I'm blessed enough that I have a great upline that I can just be completely open with. If that's not the case, then do you have a sister, a brother, a sideline person that you can run this journey with? This is a lot more fun if you have people running with you, okay? So what did you do? How did you naturally think? These are some of the things that you can think of. What comes really natural to you? How did you feel? How did you behave? What drives your behavior on a day-to-day? I mean, thinking about these things can lead you to your strengths, okay? So please, if nothing else, take a strength survey online. Just Google one up and think about what you do and you do well, okay? What you enjoy doing. For me, 20 years ago, I could crunch numbers. I couldn't speak a lick of English, but I could crunch numbers. So for Plexus, I've had many, many instances in my journey where I had to really look within and remember my why and remember my strengths and overlook my weaknesses. And on the side note of overlooking your weaknesses, I'm going to talk about circumstances, okay? So you say circumstances, yes, because we tend to believe that when the circumstances hit us, you know, when hits the fan, right? And life just kind of gets messy, we can hang the towel. You are going to be tempted to do that. It is going to be easy to quit when things are tough, but you have to remember your why and you have to remember your strengths and anchor yourself in that. Run with someone, borrow belief, and keep going, okay? The other thing I wanted to talk to you about, sorry, is about fear. So now you make the decision, you're gonna go for your strength and you're gonna focus on that and borrow belief, and now you're like, okay, I want to do this, and then there's fear. There's the fear of rejection. There's the fear of failure. There's the fear of like, what if I try all of this and it doesn't work? Okay? And it might not, but you will never know unless you try it. Okay? So I am yet to meet someone who tells me I'm working this business every day. I'm stepping out of my comfort zone. I'm reaching out to people. I'm working my IPA, and their PV no start just moving up. In almost 4 years, people who are consistently working their business, they are the leaders on my top 20 month after month after month after month after month. So that's the decision you have to make. Now, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. I mean, I remember we were training and they talk about fear. False evidence appearing real. I think that's how she was making it. You know, it is false evidence. It hasn't happened yet. I shared with my team last week, I have never been more bold with Plexus than this opportunity. So there was a lady in my dance studio and she was complaining about her allergies. So we were talking and I just shared with her, man, I have horrible allergies. I took Certex all spring pre-Plexus. I was taking Certex every day and sometimes Benadryl because my allergies were so severe. I did the honey challenges to prepare my body for the spring. Crazy, okay? And I just told her, I'm like, ProBio 5 changed my life. This stuff is going to change how you respond to your allergies. And I just say, I'm going to bring you a bottle tomorrow. It's $35. I did not give her an option to buy. I say, you're doing this. I have never done that. And you know what she said? Okay, I'll bring you a check tomorrow. I was like, I got in my car like, what did that just happen? I was so bold and so confident I could help her. I wasn't willing to even give her the option to ask. I said, you're doing this. I'm like, tomorrow I have an extra bottle in my closet. I'm bringing it. It's $35. And as a matter of fact, I sold her our spare bottle and we are out of ProBio. Not a good thing in my house. So we are waiting for a package to come in. But I wanted to share that with you today because I didn't give myself time. I mean, I barely know this lady. Oh my gosh, she's going to think I'm a pushy person. There was no place for fear. You know what replaced fear and what if? What I knew. And I knew because I had experienced the Plexus difference with allergies that I could help her. So there was no option for this woman. She needed to have ProBio in her hands. So why do I share this with you? And I'm kind of running out of time. I share this with you because I have seen these products change the lives of those who I love the most. You've seen my dad's testimonial. My dad is no longer diabetic because of Plexus, y'all. I know we can say that. I know we can say cure his diabetes. He eats better now, but he is not diabetic anymore. He's pre-diabetic. So I think I felt that passion last week on Wednesday. And I was like, she's an older person and she's miserable because of, her allergies. I'm like, you're doing this. You guys, we have products that are life-changing. We have an opportunity that is life-changing because our products are life-changing. So my question to you is, are you going to listen to the what if? Are you going to listen to the fear? Are you going to sit around knowing that you lack belief? Because, if you don't have belief, you can't move. Or are you going to borrow belief? And are you going to focus on your strength and on what you're really good at? And you're going to anchor yourself there. And are you going to get someone to run this race with you? So my challenge to you, think about your strength. I want you this week to talk to someone about what you're good at. Hey, if you're good at dancing, awesome. I want to hear about that. Talk to someone about the things you're good at. I'm a good mom. I run my house efficiently. I don't let laundry piled up too high. I mean, that's to me a victory when you have 3 boys and they play sports. I cook 3 times a week, so I'm doing okay in the mom department, I love people well. Okay, I want you to, this is not a bragging moment. This is, please talk to someone. I want you to say it out loud. I want you to hear yourself speaking who you are and how good you are in certain areas. And if all you got is math, hey, math is what carried me through. So my brother, when he presented the opportunity to one of the board members of the university that happened to be my American dad, he said, man, give her a chance. She's good at math. I mean, that sounds really lame, right? That's all I could do at that moment, you guys. That's all I could do. So is there one thing you can do? Can you cook? Can you gather people? Do you love people well? I mean, are you good on the phone? Are you good on text? Are you good? Are you funny? What are you good at? So, and if you don't know, I know Kendall, I know your upline, your silence will love to tell you. So I think that's all. Let me make sure I didn't skip anything. Okay. So this week, set your goals and expectations based on your strengths. I want you to name at least a couple strengths of people that you are close to. Identifying other people's strengths sometimes help you bring your own out. And then in the next week or 2, would you meet with your upline, sideline, and have a meaningful conversation or discussion about what you're good at, and make that your anchor. And would you commit today, even as a leader in Kendall's team, to building each other up and building each other's strength? So as ambassadors and sideline runners, or maybe upline, downline, would you commit to encourage others in their strength? That's all. You guys, thank you so much. And I think I have 5 minutes left. Yay!
Good. Well, I love it. Like, I mean, because that's why everybody's journey in this looks different. Like, so we all, especially as new ambassadors coming in, we see the jewels who've gone before us and have done it. And we feel like we need to be a good trainer, and we need to be good at posting, and we need to be good, you know, every little thing we list out that we need to be good at. And what you don't realize is we all do this differently because we each have different strengths. And you start, you know, when you recognize something in your downline that is their strength and your weakness, you use that, you utilize that. And I'm a control freak, so that's hard for me. It really is. And y'all know that. I mean, like Raina and Dusty I've finally realized, like, I need to not even attempt to make graphics. They're my graphics girls. Like, mine are terrible. They've got the computer skills. I stink at that. So, you know, that's just a little example, but like, there's so many things that we try to have that control. And it's the same thing, like you said, when you try, you know, you're trying to find your strengths, and your fear creeps in, and you start lying to yourself, and then you feel like you don't have anything, and then that destroys your belief, and it's all so interconnected. So I love your challenge, girl. I love your sass, and I had never heard your coming to America story. So that's
I have so many. That's just one of them.
I think well, so one thing I was going to ask you, though, is to talk a little bit about your dad. So you had just touched on that just a little bit. I just remember his toenail pictures and, you know, all that fun stuff. But I don't have any more details that you can
No, like, I mean, so my dad had a stroke, came to live with me for 6 months, right? So, of course, I was going to get him Plexify with his doctor's approval. And the doctor, I actually saw Dr. Riddle today. I took my boys. And he said, "How's your daddy doing?" And I say, "He's no diabetic anymore." And he was a really huge skeptic. And he told me one of his best friends sells Advocare. And he's like, "My buddy's been trying me to get into network marketing for years." And he said, "You know, it was really fascinating to see your dad's numbers just decrease and see his journey into health with Plexus." And you guys, when the body has the right tools to be healthy, the body becomes healthy. And my dad had to sleep with socks because his feet were so bad, my mom wouldn't let him sleep without socks. And my dad gets pedicures now with my mom because his nails are healthy. I mean, no, they're not perfectly healthy, but they're not full of fungus anymore. So it's been amazing. I mean, just right there, that little different. And for him to have a waist of this, I mean, he went from a size 38 to a 32. And he had not seen his toes and body parts because his belly was so huge. Even when he lost weight, he always had a belly. And his belly's just flat because, I mean, you guys know this. Like, if the gut's healthy, everything is healthy. So, yeah, he doesn't take any medications for diabetes. He takes a blood thinner because, of course, he had a stroke. And he takes a baby aspirin. That's it. Nothing for blood pressure. So it's just incredible. And I know because of compliance, we can't say that, but I will be doing a disgrace to you guys not to share the story that, I mean, and like his story, thousands, you guys. I mean, I have 4 ex-diabetics on my team. I mean, one was insulin dependent, and now he just watches his sugars with diet, Plexus, and exercise. So it's just amazing to see what really can happen. Like for my dad, it's a second chance. You know, it's thriving after the stroke. I mean, people can tell me whatever they want. I mean, I will sell Plexus. I will share Plexus even if I didn't make money out of it, just because what it did to my dad. And
well, that's why I tell people so often, like, you know, because you hear so many times, "Oh, my doctor didn't agree for it," and I'm like, I ask them why, and if their doctor doesn't have a real reason, like this ingredient interferes with this or whatever, you know, then I tell people you have to be your own health advocate.
Absolutely.
You have to make that choice for yourself, because I had many doctors prior to this and I was on tons of medication, and I finally had to choose to be my own health advocate and make that choice to try something other than that standard route that they know, you know?
Absolutely.
So I love
and I tell people all the time, the FDA, I mean, when my oldest was 2, we made the decision to be our own health advocate. And the FDA is not going to tell me what I can and cannot take, because I don't think they really put safe drugs out there. I mean, Tylenol kills over 200 people every year. I mean, Google it up. Statistics of acetaminophen overdose or, you know, it's still in every single one of our cabinets. I guarantee you most of us have Tylenol at home. So Plexus hasn't killed anyone. You know, I just tell people, like, you just gotta have to make the decision what you want your health to look like and stick to it. And it takes time, you guys. It really, really takes time. I mean, my dad did not have results overnight. 6 months. Hemoglobin A1C from 11.4 to 5.6. 6 months. I mean, he had highs, he had lows, but now his blood sugars are amazing. So thank you for joining us tonight.
I'm so thankful you got on here. I just